Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Young, and we are here with the brilliant, legendary Mick Michaels. Welcome, Mick. Yeah,
How are
so
you? Thanks for having me
not
on.
too.
Appreciate it. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while.
It has. It's been God, must be what 6 months now? Six,
Rob?
7 months.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. It's been we both been busy keeping
Yeah,
up with the
yeah.
times. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. So, for those people who don't know who you are or what you do, could you introduce yourself and what you do?
Sure. My name is Mick Michaels. I play guitar in the band Corners of Sanctuary. We're a traditional heavy metal band from America.
Cool. Yeah, and I've worn my Corners t-shirt,
There you
especially,
go. There you go.
which I actually got in beginning of last year at Trillions in Newcastle, in England.
Yeah. 2023. Yep. We did our UK tour. Right. That was at Newcastle. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, brilliant time. Yeah, brilliant gig that was. Absolutely
Yeah. That was a
amazing. One
great
of the best gigs.
That was a great show. That was a good show on that tour. So, I mean, the crowd was real energetic. It was pretty exciting.
Yeah. Right. Um, Now, over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed you're going to be releasing a few new things coming out in the next, 2, 3 weeks?
2, 3 weeks. Yeah, we have our new holiday package coming out. It drops November 10th. It's going to be digitally on Sode Records. It's a Naughty and Nice Merry Metal Christmas 11, and we did it a little different this year. We're going to do our standard annual brand new all original holiday song called Christmas Fairy Tale. But then that's the nice side, but we wanted to do a naughty side this year as well. So we're also including a cover of Black Sabbath's Paranoid, our version of it, little beefed up for the times, but that'll balance out the naughty and nice for everybody. So it drops November 10th. A video drops November 10th for Christmas Fairy Tale. And then December 13th, the video drops for Paranoid.
Cool. And that will be over on your YouTube channel. Is that
Yeah,
right?
we'll have it it'll be available on the YouTube channel. If we can, we'll put it up on Facebook. We used to put a lot of our videos up on Facebook, but Facebook changed their standard and it's a little more difficult for us to do that. I'm sure we could probably figure it out, but our job is not to be IT guys. We're musicians, so we try to focus on the music and not the all the other stuff. But if we can get it up there, we'll get it up there as well. But yes, YouTube channel for sure.
Cool. You've got another. I believe you've got another song coming out called "Hide No More." Is that right?
Yeah, well, actually, it's a song that we released back in 2016 on our first compilation album called Declaration of Metal, and over the years, it's become like something that most people kind of gravitate towards the Halloween season, right? So we never really did anything. Well, we did early on with the song, but then and we played it for a while live, and then after that, we moved on past it. But every year, it seems to build a little bit more steam, get some legs to it. So this year, we decided to we partnered with AI Adventure Comics, and they put together a little comic spread, 2-page comic spread. It's on 11 by 17, so it's full color, both sides, and it's going to be releasing this Thursday. We're going to make it a digital download, and it's going to be free for Halloween, and it'll be available free on our website. We'll have links on Facebook as well and some of our other social media that you can get to it relatively easily, and it'll be available for free download until November 1st. As of November 2nd, it will be available for purchase only in print. So we have a limited run of actual colored prints, and it's going to come with a CD, a compilation of songs from the band, including a updated version of Hide No More. So I'm not sure how many songs are going to be on it. I'm not sure. It could be 5, could be 7, could be 10. But I know Hide No More will be on it as well. I think it'll probably be a lot of our popular ones. but it will come in a in a little package like that. It'll be available for order, but it'll also be available on our merch table at shows. We're kind of excited about it because we have for 2025 we're going to be re-releasing or reissuing, depending on who you talk to, our first two albums, because they've been off the market for, oh man, I don't know how long now. I'd say almost 10 years, maybe 9 years. But yet they've been unavailable. We don't even sell them at the merch table anymore. So we wanted to get them back out into the market in CD format. So we've been working diligently to get those up to standard. So there's going to be some re-recordings and remixing, remasterings, all new masters, of course. Some of the artwork will be updated. And we had actually started a comic for our second album, Harlequin, which was a concept album. At the time, I don't know what we were thinking, but it, the story kind of stuck with us. So we've actually been working with a comic book company to put together. It's going to be like a mini comic, nothing very big, maybe 10 pages or something like that. Just kind of telling the story, and that's going to be the CD insert for the reissue or re-release. So we're kind of excited about that. Like I was telling to you before we got on live, that it's actually harder to work on older material, bringing it up to speed, getting it, into the production quality and the playing and, with new members and stuff like that. It takes more work to do that than to write and record brand new music. So we got some things going on.
Yeah. I was going to say that usually because the new members will have slightly different techniques to their previous members.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, so some of the dynamic of the song changes. I mean, we've experienced that live, which is always a cool thing, especially once you get used to it. It adds a new flavor, especially for us guys that have been playing these songs for quite a number of years. When a new member comes in, it kind of changes the flow of the song, and like it breathes new life into it. But yeah, sometimes things change. But I also know there's been we've had a rotation of members over the years, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. But sometimes the new member tries to maintain at least the integrity of the song, and that's kind of cool. And then over time, it becomes their own, and then their own flavor starts to evolve. And then the song takes on just a whole nother existence, which is kind of cool because the music keeps evolving.
Yeah. I've actually witnessed that when I've seen bands live, especially when new drummers come in, or new guitarists come in, or new bassists come in, especially with the drummer, they might speed up the song or slow down the song a little bit.
Oh yeah, you have that. Now, fortunately, we've been with Mad T for almost 9 years now, and there's a pretty good consistency with that. But we've had some changeovers during the last few years. Well, not the last few years, just in the last 10 years with some vocalists, and just more recently in the last 2 years with some bass players. But we've been pretty lucky to maintain our sound and our style. But I feel that with each member that we've had, something more has been gained by, especially with our new bass player, Matt. It's really amped up some of the things that we're doing, and because of his playing style and his approach to bass, right? He has a whole different perspective than what we have in terms of our style of music. So he's bringing something more to it. There's just a whole nother depth to the music, which has been really a beneficial point for us. Yeah. And it's getting us to look at writing different music, not completely like we're not going to just kind of throw everything away and say, okay, now we're this, right? That doesn't work. But experimenting with different sounds and different approaches, and starting to blend them into that classic style that we try to maintain. So it's been a great experience, and it opens your eyes, because after a while, you get tunnel vision. We all do. And having sometimes a new member in shakes things up a little bit. So we're excited for that. The new EP that comes out in February is going to have a couple songs on it that Matt was involved in writing. So you're going to immediately see and hear some style differences, and we're kind of excited about that. An EP is always a good place to get that out there, put it out there, and it's like almost like a feeler. But I'm pretty excited about it. I think people are going to like what they're hearing.
Yeah, I was going to say that sometimes sometimes for the better, new people can bring fresh ideas to the band.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think one of the pitfalls that often happen with bands that have been around for a bit and new members come in, those new members are looked at solely as hired guns. I totally get it, especially when big money's involved, contracts and stuff like that. But for bands at our level, I don't think that that's a wise move, especially when it could be something that brings you somewhere else in a good way. If it's not bringing you in a good place, well, then either you need to discuss that or maybe change members, right? The whole idea is that you bring somebody in that's going to uplift everything that you're doing. And I know firsthand that people we brought in over the years may have not done that. And that's unfortunate. And that decision was made out of desperation or because we were kind of in a corner and we needed to get some stuff out there or continue on with something. But that's not the best way to make a decision, unfortunately, especially in this business. But it happens. You live, you learn, you move on. This time around, we had a little bit more luxury to take our time with finding a bass player. We actually, had a list of names of people that we wanted to reach out to and see if they would be interested. And Matt was on the top of that list. So it worked out in our favor. And so far, so good.
Yeah. You mentioned you're bringing out a new EP. If you can, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the new EP that releases February 9th is called Forever Metal. And right now it has, if I'm correct, it has 6 songs on it. There may be a couple bonus tracks laid on right before release. Not 100% positive yet. But we've been doing that the last couple EPs. We call them extended EPs. So we give you as much as we can original new material. And then we throw some bonus tracks on of some older material that we just recently redid. Trying to keep everything up into the mix, right? And usually those bonus tracks are included only on the CD version, not the digital version. But we're really excited about this particular EP because we had opened for Grim Reaper a few times when they were here in the States. And I also had the opportunity to interview Steve for the Cosmic View. And I worked with him when we were part of the Here and Now project during COVID. So we drummed up a bit of a friendship. And, Steve passed, unfortunately, and it took a lot of us by surprise. But the Forever Metal song, the actual single, is a tribute to him. And we were able to get some people involved in the project to perform that were very close to Steve, including, his version of Grim Reaper. The guitarist Ian Nash plays on it. And we're just excited about having that as part of our catalog. So we're looking forward to getting that out there and sharing that with everybody else. So it's kind of cool. And like I said earlier, Matt, our new bass player, there's several songs that he was involved in with the music writing. He's an intricate bass player. Does a lot of stuff, and he's constantly writing. And there were some things that definitely struck a chord with us, and we wrote around that. We built, I think there's an instrumental that he was involved in the writing, as well as 2 songs with vocals on it. So we're kind of excited. And like I said, you're going to hear some differences for sure. You're going to hear Kaz in there, right? What we've always done. but I think you're going to hear a slightly different approach to it, which kind of then changed the vocals as well, which is kind of really cool. So we're looking forward to getting it out there. But for right now, we got the Hide No More thing coming up. We got to focus on that. And then just a couple of weeks from now, man, the Christmas season kicks in for us. And we'll be running that all the way until January 6th, Little Christmas. From January 7th on, you'll start seeing promotion for Forever Metal. So
Cool, cool, cool. Is there any sort of like other projects in the works with the corners?
other projects?
Yeah.
Well,
Whether it be albums or EPs or
oh yeah. Well,
stuff
we
like
have.
that.
So next year, I mean, it's like not like I just explained enough, but next year, 2025 is our 10-year anniversary of the release of our 2015 album Metal Machine. And for us, that was just such a pivotal album, right? And things kind of just changed for the band, and it was one of the better production albums up until that point that we were able to get out. And to me, I always thought that that's kind of where the band that we know today really began. Even though we had, 3 other albums out and a number of EPs and a couple Christmas albums, but I think that a band, takes some time to find themselves, really to move forward. But anyway, next year's 10-year anniversary, we are planning on doing later in the year a reissue of that album. Limited edition reissue that's going to include some bonus tracks. And we also have a biography on the band coming out. A Philadelphia author, Dave Claw, who wrote the Philly Underground, Profiles from the Underground. It was Philly Metal, Profiles from the Underground. He approached us a couple years ago and said, would you be interested in me doing a book on the band? And at first I was like, yeah. And then I was like, who would really care? And then I says, yeah, why not? Sure. It'll help me remember things when I'm old. So we've been working on that with him, and it was originally supposed to release by the Christmas holiday this year. However, with the comic and the double Christmas release that we're doing, something different than we've done in the past, we figured pushing it off to the new year to coincide with the anniversary celebration would be really cool. So I know it's planned to come out now in the first part of the new year, first quarter sometime. It's appropriately called Metal Machine, the Corners of Sanctuary Story. So we're kind of excited about it. It releases through Scream Bloody Books and March Baby Media. So it'll be available on Amazon. I think it'll be available on our website as well. Plus Scream Bloody Books website, but we'll have links and all that stuff. I know they're going to do a pre-sale of it, and I think they're also going to do either a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo type of fundraiser for it to get people excited. But we'll see how that goes. I think we'll start seeing some promotion for it during the Christmas season, so keep an eye out for that. I'm sure I'll be doing some posting about it as well.
Cool. It's when you mentioned must be, I can't remember when, but it was quite a bit of time ago now, about you doing sort of like history of corners with the book and everything. I was like, whoa, this could be very interesting to actually get your hands on.
Yeah, if I remember, I think you were interviewed a little bit for it too. I think you got a couple quotes in the book. I did. Yeah. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. So yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't know who's going to read it and who's interested in it. I know that doesn't sound like a good promotion piece, but I'm excited about it, because as we've been going over this, there were things that I forgot, and or maybe that I didn't remember completely accurately. And then having everybody involved in it was able to maybe, piece some things together, or, we're getting different perspectives and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, man. It's just like I said. If anything, the day that I retire and a couple years go by, maybe then it's a good coffee table book for me to remember some things that happened. So we're excited about it. Keep an eye out for that. Like I said, I'm sure there'll be plenty of promotion for it. I mean, we have so
Yeah.
much stuff going on. I'm not sure where we're going to have time to play out, which to me is very important. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Speaking of going out and playing live, you've got a couple of dates coming up, couple of live shows,
Yeah, we only
I
have a
think.
couple left. We only have a couple left this year. I know we're doing one in New York in November, and I know there's one or two in Pennsylvania in December, and I think that's it. I think we're shutting down mid-December, maybe early December. We did a lot this year, on top of the recordings and stuff, and we've been recording right now. We haven't. Our last show was a couple weeks ago. We had a weekend to run the shows, but we've been in the studio working a lot of stuff. We have, and I totally forgot about this too, but we have an acoustic album coming out next year as well, that we've been recording. And over the years, we've always done some acoustic showcases. Not a lot, but enough of them. We've done them where we just showcased acoustically. That was it. That was the only set. And then one where we did a half an hour opening set of acoustic stuff. And then we did our live electric set following. Last year, we did a national supporting an acoustic set. And we had started talking about, like, during COVID, we actually released Metal Machine acoustically. It was more of an in-studio acoustic type thing, but this one's going to be a little bit more of a production piece, but with a live feel to it. So after that show we did last year, end of last summer, we were like, hey, maybe we can get involved in this a little bit more, and actually put it down into, to an album. So we recorded a lot of it in the early part of 2024, but then we had to shelf it because of all the other stuff that was going on, including the Canada tour and a lot with the book and these other projects. So we've been working on that right now in between, because the Christmas package is done. Hide No More is pretty much done. We have the new EP that's pretty much done. And then we have, we have some time that we're trying to finish that up as well before we shut down, and we give the guys a couple weeks off to spend with their family and do their thing, and then we'll ramp things up come January 7th. So a lot of stuff. We'll see what happens. We don't have any shows planned 100% yet for 2025. We have a couple things that we have already scheduled, which we'll release next year, that we're already been put on the bill. I know there's in April, there's a like a metal fest that we'll be a part of. So we'll do that as well. And I don't know, we've been, it's been since 2018, since we went to Europe. There is some talk that maybe we could do something like that, but we're not 100% sure. We'll see. There's a lot of places still here in the States we have to tackle. There was also talk about maybe doing something again in Canada, but we'll see that as well. Like I said, it's not pressing. It is important, as I mentioned earlier, for us to play live. I think it's really important to keep that piece going, to keep it active, because that's really how you deliver the music to the people, because it's becoming less and less. It's still not as easy since the return after the pandemic to book as many shows as you did prior to. There's still a shortage of venues, and because of that, there's an oversaturation of bands just sitting around not being able to do anything Friday and Saturday night. So what we can control is the projects that we do in-house, and then what we can release to the public to keep us active, to keep us involved. And we'll get the live shows going, well, as they're meant to be.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the live shows, about with like the new EP and the album. Or obviously the first half of the year will be sort of like busy for you with the launch dates and everything. Would there be sort of like the second half of the year next year? Would there be sort of like a big ramp up on live shows?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think with the as well. I think with the release of the acoustic album, we are definitely thinking of uh, heavily promoting that with from say January to June with a number of shows. Um, so we'll see how that goes. We're in talks with some places now. It's a whole different vibe, of course, right? I mean, because people are used to it with our electric set, and for some, I mean, unfortunately, it's a tough sell because you're like, well, you're a heavy metal band. How are you going to do that? How are you going to pull that off? Well, like I said, we've done it in the past. We have released Metal Machine back in 2020, and it did real well. I think that part of the our goal is to get it into a CD format so we can easily go, yes, here's what we do. You know what I mean? Because we can say it, but if venues that are so used to us playing a certain way, doing a certain thing, delivering the music a certain way, it's hard for them to maybe envision or imagine that, oh, well, these guys can play acoustic too. You know how it is. Sometimes, listen, I get it. You know, everybody wants to make sure that they're hedging their bets. So us doing the acoustic album is something we've been wanting to do for quite a while. Uh, this will give us that opportunity to be able to showcase it a little bit more, show a different side of the band. I think it's really, really kind of cool. Another thing we've been toying around with for a number of years, and we have tons of stuff piled up, is doing a live release. And I know people are hit or miss with live releases because the sound's never as good as you hope, especially if you're doing it for real live and not a studio version live. And we've released some stuff over the years live, like when we did live at the Trocadero. That was a limited digital release. That's no longer available. We did some as bonus tracks on something. I can't even remember what it was, but we had some live tracks when we were at the Whiskey. Um, but some of the audio wasn't as great as you would hope it to be, even after a slight mix and a mastering. But maybe at some point we will have something that we're content with to release as a standalone. So who knows? This year may be the year that we actually do proper live recordings and maybe get something from it. I mean, we got recordings from, overseas and in California, down south, in the UK, in Canada. So like we could pick things from the best from everything, rather than just doing, hey, here's one show, which I know is a popular format. But we have been toying around with the idea. Well, hey, say we grab one from San Diego, and then we grab one from Germany, and one from Belgium, one from the UK, or several from the UK, and whatever, and have that. I mean, you're going to get a different feel, a different sound, because the venue will create that sound as well. The equipment that you're using, and even some of the members being different will change the sound as well. So we'll see. Like I said, there's tons of stuff that we could do as a band. But I guess like what you were saying, at some point we're going to definitely have to knuckle down and say, hey, how many shows are we going to do this year? What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? So all in due time, I'm sure we will.
Yeah. One sort of like one final question before we start wrapping things up. Talking about like the audio version of live recordings. Is there a possibility of doing a sort of like a DVD version of a recorded live recordings of the last shows?
I mean, again, that's something that that's been proposed to us, brought up to us, but we've never really talked about it in great depth as a band. I mean, again, as we have a ton of audio recordings from shows from all over, we have a lot of video footage too, that dates all the way back from the beginning. A lot of it's terrible, to be honest with you. It's badly shot, you know, but yeah, maybe at some point, I think, I'll be honest with you, like, so we never expected to have an author come to us and suggest writing a book, you know, a biography, a history of the band. And that we're already 2 years plus into it. I think it was 2 years this past August. So it's 2 years plus that this has been worked on, with interviews and collecting information and stuff like that. And it's a big undertaking. I mean, it really is. So I think to do a DVD, the same thing would have to be done. I don't know if it could be, again, you know, we're indie in the trench band, so a lot of the stuff has to be driven by us or financed by us or, you know, overseen by us, so to speak. So it's definitely an undertaking, but it's not something that we wouldn't consider doing. I think we'll see what the success of the or the lack of success that the bio has, that maybe it'll inspire us to do something a little bit more. And maybe with an upcoming tour, maybe that's what we focus on, you know, just documenting that tour, doing some live things from it and going from there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if it does come about.
Yeah, it will be. We'll see.
Yeah. So, I know you're busy, Mick. So we're going to start wrapping things up. So, any final words before we start? Start wrapping things up. So.
Sure. Yeah, listen, again, thanks for having me on. I appreciate accommodating the time. I know it was real quick, but you've been a longtime supporter of the music and just everything we do. So I thank you. I thank your listeners. And again, this Thursday, look for it. We're releasing our Hide No More comic inspired by our song. It'll be a free download. You'll be able to get that on our website, cornersofsanctuary.com. That'll be available until November 1st. After that, it'll be available for purchase in print copy with a compilation CD attached. You can order that from our website or visit us at the merch table at any of the shows. And then November 1st, we got our Naughty and Nice Merry Metal Christmas 11 EP dropping digitally. We're excited about that. We got a brand new Christmas original song called Christmas Fairy Tale. And on the naughty side of things, we're also releasing our version of Black Sabbath's classic Paranoid. I think you're going to like it. It's really pumped up, and it has that Cos feel with remaining, you know, with keeping the essence of the original song. So we're excited about that. And then look for some new material coming in 2025. So thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, guys, if you haven't checked Corners of Sanctuary out, please do. I'll put the links to their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and their website down in the description there. So please, they are an amazing band. I've been following these guys. Oh God, must be what? Be about coming up 6 years now.
Yeah, just about. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, go check them out. They are so good. It's unbelievable. So guys, Mick, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you all later.
Thank you.